Hi, I'm Leon Lovelace, and this is Unstoppable Force. Now, I got a news story for you. I'm not gonna really use the article specifically because it's about the sexual assault allegations going on against TYT's reporter Jordan Chariton. And I want to talk about how full of shit that TYT is right now, especially the main show with Jake and Anna, because some of it is because there really has been no video they made about it, at least so far I've seen. And they're not apt to overlook any stories about sexual assault because I'm sure they talked about the Harvey Weinstein sexual assault that went on. I don't really watch TYT that much anymore. I'm only the main show. I mostly just watch TYT politics for numerous reasons, mostly because the main show doesn't talk about enough hard-hitting stories about corruption and some of the illegal shit that's going on, especially with the DNC and the Democratic Party and the problems with the Democratic Party and plenty of the Hillary Clinton voters. But it's very hypocritical of them. It's very hypocritical of them to talk about other people committing sexual assault or being accused, I should say, being accused of sexual assault, but not Jordan Chariton, because this is a big story because he's part of TYT, the biggest online news media organization in the world. And this is just an important story that's going on right now, especially since the Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, I think Al Franken sexual assault allegations have been coming out over the last 2 or so weeks. And also, Jordan Chariton, he wrote an article on Medium defending himself. So, at least in the court of public opinion, he's got an advantage because he could, in a way, control the narrative by putting out his story first. Because I don't think there's been any mention about the accuser, her putting her story out into the public or just writing any articles about what happened that night or that day or whenever it happened. So of course, him actually putting his story out actually gives him the chance to actually not, at least from the public, he won't get as much lashback from the public as compared to as if he didn't do anything. So hopefully what happens is she gets her story out, then they go to trial or they settle the suit or something so we can actually get some sort of resolution, because I'm not going to immediately say that, because even though I read the article, I'm not going to immediately say that she's a liar or anything like that, or say that he's just making shit up so he could try to get the case dismissed or have it settled really quickly. But we just gotta wait and see what new information comes out. But right now it's just his recall of the events, and we're just waiting to see if she's gonna go on Tim Black's show, because Tim Black made a video about how he didn't have her on his show quite yet, but he might do it in the future. So right now, I'm not sure what happened, 'cause I wasn't there with Jordan and his friend, so we'll just have to wait and see. And then they don't really need it, of course, since he works for TYT. It's not like I expect him to talk about how he's such a shitty guy and they need to fire him immediately because he was someone claimed that he sexually assaulted them and that he's a danger to society, any of that shit. I just really expect him to talk about how that there's been sexual charges brought up against them and they need to dig into it to see what happened. And they just really honestly also need to talk about how they hope they didn't do it because he's a friend and colleague, and if he's found guilty, then his ass needs to go down hard. So I'm sure they said that the other those other 3 guys and maybe a few other numerous notable people that got accused of sexual assault, they probably mentioned that they need to go down hard too if they committed these crimes. So So they just need to be upfront and say it. If Jordan Chariton did this, then he needs to go down and go to prison just like those other guys too. They could be even-handed because everybody needs to be held accountable. Not just your political enemies or other powerful people, except for your buddies.